What's up, everybody? This your girl, Shantanique Langston, better known as Neek Speaks. I'm your personal and professional relationship coach. Also, am the creator of the Relationship Conference, where we promote healing in the areas of singleness, marriage, and family dynamics. I am so excited to be on tonight. It's been a minute since I actually did a podcast. It's life has been lifing, okay? It's been real ghetto. I've been real busy, but productive in what God has called me to do in the silence. So I'm excited tonight to come on to help somebody in the area of singleness and dating because the dating game is ghetto, okay? And not only that, I want to talk about self-regulation during the holiday season because it can get a little tricky. Depression can come upon a lot of people, especially this time of year. People are grieving. And so I have a lot to say tonight in a short amount of time. So before I go into my topic, I want to apologize to all my e-listers out there, those who are part of my email list. We have sent some wrong information about my upcoming podcast. Stay tuned for more information about the podcast regarding the preview of my retreat that's coming out in March. So stay tuned for that announcement. So we're talking about emotional intelligence, and this is a topic that is talked about, but not enough. And not enough people are actually modeling what that looks like in real time. So tonight, I'm gonna take my time and share a little bit with you. So before we even get into the nitty gritty, I want to say this: the lesson I've learned this year, when it comes to emotional intelligence, I'm learning just because a man likes you does not mean he wants you. Someone liking you and someone wanting you are two different things. Okay. People talk. Okay. That's just talk. But a person who actually likes you, wants you, they're going to have some action behind it. So we're going to go deep into that in a moment. So that was something I really had to realize. It's like, okay, a guy likes me. That's good. But what else is he going to do? So this experience has really taught me that emotional intelligence is not optional in dating or when dealing with your family. This is something that you need in order to have peace of mind and stay regulated throughout the entire year. Okay. And this is also a skill that you need to use also in a professional environment. So let's just dive into what is EI? What is emotional intelligence? The ability to perceive, understand, use, and manage one's emotions and the emotions of others. Not control nobody, but manage the emotions of others. How do you do that? Number one thing, self-awareness. Heavy on the self-awareness. Okay. If you are not aware of you, how in the world can you be aware of other people? And I had to say that to a colleague a few weeks ago. Okay. And they are a leader. I'm going to leave it like that. So I'll keep it real. I love people, but I'm not going to let people just do me any kind of way. I'm going to address things in a loving manner so that you can see yourself because I'm doing the healing work. All right. So self-awareness, self-regulation, and empathy. Heavy on the empathy. If you lack empathy, it's because this was not taught in your household. No shade, no tea. This is a skill, again, that you can still harness even in your adult life. So when you harness these skills, you are able to be better equipped to handle social and professional situations with wisdom and grace. Okay? You're more thoughtful in your decision making. When you start making decisions from your feelings, that's when that's when things can go south because you're making decisions from your feelings and they're not coming from a sound place. And remember, when we make decisions, other people are affected by our decisions that we make. So that's why it's important to really be mindful of having emotional intelligence in your life, being self-aware of what you are doing and how you're showing up. So let's talk about some of this dating stuff. So when I was talking to this guy, and this is very important, y'all. When you're talking to somebody during the interview phase, listen to what that man or that woman is saying. So I talked to this guy, and he was saying that, he was feeling me, he liked me, he was interested, but he also was chilling. When a person is telling you that they are chilling, bruh, that man or that woman, they have a lineup. They for the streets. They have other people they're also interested in. They're not going to tell you that, but you have to read between the lines. Listen to what a man or a woman is not saying. That's what emotionally intelligent people do. Okay. So if you are new to this channel, make sure you guys subscribe because again, we're doing so much coming up. I have another podcast coming out in a week. So make sure you tap in, okay? And then feel free to tap in during the comment section too. If you have questions or if you have a story you want to share, put it in the chat because I want to talk about it. All right. Again, if you have questions, make sure you feel free to tap in. So be mindful of those mixed signals because a man can say, okay, I like you, but if he's not intentional about going out with you, please just let it ride. Like sometimes you gotta take what people say as a grain of salt. Okay, because again, actions speak louder than words. Don't let nobody waste your time. Be mindful of what someone is saying, okay? So mixed signals is when someone shows interest but doesn't follow through. Hey Joanne, love you. Option no, and priority. Yes. Okay. Period. Love you, Joanne. So the next one is attachment to potential. I used to be that person, y'all, to be attached to potential. Oh, he is so good. He's so nice. I mean, he got this going on, but he's still good. Girl, who cares? No, what are they showing you? Okay, what are they showing you? What are you trying to what are you putting blinders on? If you don't see that person for who they are and how they're showing up, they're wasting your time, right? So being attached to potential is falling for the idea of a person and not their behavior. Having on watch the behavior. Okay, watch the behavior. Yeah, words need to match the actions. Period. Okay, match the actions. If they're not matching, it's not math. Then you know what the kids say 6 7. It's not. It's so. Okay, so be mindful of the behavior of the person. Okay. Emotional impulsivity, responding from fear, fantasy, or loneliness instead of clarity. I deal with somebody else like that, and it's like, no, let's have some clarity. Let's get away from being in a confusion state of mind. No, because some people who play with people who play games stay in a state of confusion. If you are someone who is mature, do not deal with people like that because again, yes, you're going to attract all kind of people. And I said this before, but at the end of the day, it's how you respond to those people. Okay. So somebody can like you. That's beautiful gowns, wonderful gowns. But what are you going to do to prove that you deserve my time and my energy? Okay. So women, at the end of the day, you do have the power to say no. We have to stop just saying yes to any and every man that come our way because the men have options. Women are always given to them. We got to stop doing that. We need to band together and say, you know what? No, you got to step up. But women have to step up. So if the man not going to step up, it's because the woman not stepping up. Okay. And it may get lonely when you step up in your own standards. That's okay because now you're weeding out who you don't want, who your spirit is saying, yeah, we're not attracted to that no more. Okay. So, and that's all right. All right. The next one, ignoring early indicators, overlooking lack of consistency, effort, or communication. Stop dealing with men who are consistent at being inconsistent. Heavy on that. Heavy on that. Stop dealing with men who are inconsistent. They're so consistent at being inconsistent. That is not the work of the Lord. Okay? We do not want to deal with men like that. Also, mistaking attention for intention. I used to do that too. Okay? And I had to realize does intention mean? Okay, what does true intention mean? Because you can be intentional. A man can be intentional about dealing with you, but he's not gonna tell you where, in what area. Because I had a guy tell me that, oh yeah, I'm intentional, but what you intentional about? What is your motive? Because you can be you may have motives, but you may have intentions with your motives that may not be for the betterment of the person you're trying to deal with. It might be just for you, but you're being selfish. You have a lot of selfish people out here, especially in this time and season and era that we're in, there's a lot of selfishness. Okay. So you gotta be mindful and be discerning if a man or a woman is truly interested in you and not just on the surface level, but on a deeper level. Again, this for mature folks, people who are mature, who are intentional for a healthy relationship, not a perfect one, a healthy one. They're going to be more intentional about what type of person they want to spend time with. So that's why emotional intelligence is important, especially when you're dating, because you don't want your time wasted. So confusing compliments, flirting, or interest with actual desire for a partner. So that's what I mean by mistaking attention for intention when it's confused with compliments. So I always get that. We always get, "Oh, you're so beautiful." You kidding with that? What else is there? What else is there do you see besides that? The surface. So if you can't go deeper, you don't have a strong interest in me. If all you can see is just this, and you don't have a genuine interest in the things that I have going on, because you have people who love bomb too. Okay, but I don't want to go into that tonight. So let's talk about the benefits of emotional intelligence when it comes to dating. Number one, it stops you from personalizing rejection. I used to do that a lot. Like, you know what, it must be me. I must not be enough. But I have to stop and say, no, girl, you the bomb. You do X, Y, and Z. No, that person has blinders on. They can't see past the surface. So that's something I had to realize. Like, nope, I am still enough. So you are enough. Even if that man or that woman does not meet you are still enough. It's just the right person has not found you yet. Continue to be the bomb. Okay. Next, you realize who is emotionally available versus emotionally convenient. Clock it. My kids say, clock it. Okay. Clock the T. Okay. Period. You have to be okay with who's emotionally available to you. Because what I told a friend a while back, I said it's interesting to see people who are emotionally unavailable want you to be emotionally available for them, but they can't be that for you. Ain't that crazy? It's so crazy. But I rebuke that because you can't be in my face and you desire someone to be that for you, but you're not willing to do the inner work so that you can be the same thing for that other person. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. You got some work to do. If you're somebody who can't be emotionally available, okay, for somebody else, be present, but you want them to be that for you, you have to get some help. You need to go and figure out, why is that? Why am I looking for someone to fill a void, but I cannot be that for somebody else? That's a selfish mentality. I want you to see that. And that's okay. It's an ugly truth, but it's the truth. All right. Next, you say time, energy, and emotional bandwidth. Heavy on the energy and the time. Okay, and emotion. When you meet somebody, don't put your emotion in it. Listen to them, what they got to say, and let their actions speak for itself. Like, you can allow a guy to speak to you, talk to you, say, X, Y, and Z, but if he's not planning nothing, oh no, you just talk. And you gotta be okay with the just talk. Be okay with just talking. And if the man's not making real plans, that's when it ends. That's when that interview is over. Okay. Again, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Okay. And sometimes especially when you're healing, because me on the healing journey, the men are coming. It's real ghetto. And I have to be mindful on how I approach each one. Because again, I'm on a different page in my lane in my life. And so they don't understand why they're attracted to the glow they see. They see this healing and it's attractive. All right. That's another story for another day. Now, you choose partners based on alignment and not chemistry alone. Heavy on that. When you are emotionally intelligent, you are really seeking for a partner who's on the same path as you. Now, I'm not saying that the man, I told my friends this, that he doesn't have to do the same exact thing I'm doing, but as long as he see me on my path, he may be curious and may want to get on the same path later on. So again, give yourself grace, continue to work on your own path, and your path should be so attractive and enticing or intriguing that People around you will may want to be on the same path of healing and all the things. So, and I know it's true because I have friends who are a part of the healing journey that I'm on, and I'm not forcing it. Your relationship should be organic. It shouldn't be forcing. Like God does not withhold any good thing from us. So why are we rushing to get to where? To get to nowhere, to get to divorce. For what? All right. And then the next one is you protect your confidence and self-worth when dating becomes confusing. That's why it's important to have emotional, being self-aware. Because if you're self-aware, guess what? Now you're protecting your confidence, you're protecting your peace, you're protecting your self-worth from the confusion of what people got going on. Like if you gotta say you don't know where you are with somebody, it's a no. We just this, we just friends, we not I'm not living in no state of confusion, especially not going in 2026. So y'all don't feel obligated to be confused no more about people who do not cherish you or care about you in the same manner you care about them. Be mindful of how people show up for you. All right, so here is some dating best practices in the area of emotional intelligence. So one thing I want to ask you is this person consistent? Think about the people you're dating. Now, I am an advocate to date more than one person. I would say no more than two or three because it can get sticky if you are dealing with multiple people, like five or more. You can't keep up with that. That's crazy. That's real ghetto. That means you have no intention. If you're dating people like 5 or 10 people at a time, something wrong with you. But if you are intentional, you're mindful of how many because you want to narrow down who's actually consistent and who actually wants to be in your life. Okay, so again, is this person consistent? If the energy isn't consistent, the intention isn't real. Say it one more time. If the energy isn't consistent, the intention isn't real. You got to pay attention to how people are showing up. Love bombing is real, and you got to know if it's true, if it's honest, if it's love. You got to know what it is at face value. Number two, slow the emotional pace, not the connection. Slow the emotional pace, y'all, not the connection. Don't give someone emotional access that haven't earned it. Period. 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 It's hard to do. But the more you practice that, even with your friends and your family, be mindful because some people who you think are supposed to be close knit people in your life should be acquaintances. So that's why discerning is so key in not allowing your emotions to get the best of you. Okay. Next, listen to what they do, not what they say. We just talked about that. Okay. Be mindful of patterns. I am big on patterns. All right. Yes. Okay. Period. Know how to watch how people are showing up. Okay. If people are always leaning on you, watching you, how you move, and that's how they're moving, let them go. Have your own identity in your own life with your friends, romantic partner. Okay. Next, regulate your expectation early. Heavy on that. When a person starts talking, automatically don't have any expectation. Know who you are and what you bring into your own life and what you bring to others' lives. Okay. When you have that in mind, don't think that other people have those same values. Your values are your values. Respect that person, what they have going on, and don't expect them to do any more, any less than what they are showing you and what they're doing. Amen, somebody? Okay. Let people be who they are. And the people who are going to love on you, show and be there for you consistently, let them. All right. Because we want that man to do all the things, but if that man's not called to be in your life, or that woman not called to be in your life to do all the things that you think you have this fantasy of, it's okay. There's somebody out there, and it may not be the person you want. And that might be a God thing. So I don't want to get into that. So before you get excited, I want you to ask, what have that person shown you? What has this man shown me? This one man I dealt with showing me he's only here for physical. I don't say most men, but some men, they're about the physical. So when a man is showing you, pay attention. What do I actually know about them? Because again, people be lying all the time on the interview, all the time. So what is true about a person, right? Most people when they see me in the street and online, they say, "Oh wow, you're the same person." What I'm supposed to be? Fake? This is what you look. This is as good as you're gonna get. Okay, I don't know how to pretend. This is me all day. All right. Number 5, detach from potential and date in reality. Again, I had to stop talking to a dude who just talked. I had to let him know, like, hey, I don't want my time wasted. I don't want to waste yours. Okay. So potential is a story. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. Reality is data, meaning the proof is in the pudding. What that man or woman gonna do. But ladies, if that man not planning nothing, he has no intention on doing anything with you. So I had to stop doing a lot of things with people, friends, and people who I was potential romantic partner. I had to stop doing things because the the um, the intention or the same energy was not really there. People can put up a front for a long time until they show you who they really are. Okay, so let's talk about holiday stuff. Now that's all the dating stuff. I hope y'all got y'all notes from that. All right. So now let's talk about the holiday. Okay, it can be lonely when you start to set boundaries, and it's okay because my peace is everything. If a man's not gonna come into my life and he already doesn't have peace, oh don't come over here because you're looking for something, but it's not over here. You better find it on your own. Like we talk about a woman supposed to be a man's peace. No, that man should already have peace before he comes. Because if he comes in your life with disruption, that's going to throw you off. The devil's a lie. You better work on that before you come this way. Okay? Because your peace should not be disturbed. That man should not come with that mess. Okay? You said thanks for the phone one. Yes, you good. You good, Joanne. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna always bring it. Okay, bring you the heat. What works? What I'm doing because that's why I am glowing because I'm being mindful of the people I have around me. I'm not gonna just have anybody around me, and they're not doing their own self work. It's just important. We come on. You want me to be great? You want me to be all this for you? What you doing for me? Like, how are you abstaining? How are you going to be an asset in my life? Right? So this goes even with family. We're going to the holiday part now. All right. So here are some pain points that happens with our families. Okay. Number 1, family triggers. We all got them. Okay. Before I started doing the healing work, I used to be triggered around this time of year. Okay, because I didn't know how I was going to deal with my family. I'm doing all these amazing things. They see me, blah blah blah. But it's like at the same time, I still got wounds that I haven't dealt with yet. Now I'm better at it because I am practicing emotional intelligence, and I'm also doing flow therapy, reanimation, trauma release. Okay, all the things. Now, what I would say is when it comes to these pain points, family triggers, old wounds being pushed, expectations projected onto you. Okay, people want you to do X, Y, and Z, but this is where the boundaries come up. This year, I had to put my foot down. I love people, but I'm not letting them get on my nerve. I'm not doing it. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Good to see you. So yeah, let's talk about emotional flooding, feeling overstimulated, drained, or easily irritated. Yeah, I used to feel like that. Mm-hmm. I used to feel like that. I'm not doing that in 2025. No, 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 no. Pressure to be okay. Feeling obligated to smile, entertain, host, or hold it together. Another one, past relationship grief. Now, we're going to talk about this in the future podcast in like another week or two. So please stay tuned to the segment on trauma. I'm not trauma, but on grieving relationships. Okay. Feeling alone, comparing, or missing what you once had. So here's some things that I want to talk about when it comes to the benefits of self-regulation during this season. Here's the one thing. It helps you to stay grounded when family dynamics get messy. Okay, you maintain your peace without shutting down. So that's something I have done. You respond instead of react. You keep your boundaries firm. I had to do that with confidence, not defensiveness, and you create space for joy without emotional exhaustion. And I've done that. One thing I will tell you about boundary setting, especially with family, it don't reveal you, it reveals them. I hope that sink in. When you set boundaries and you stand firm on them, it don't reveal them. Reveal you, but it reveals them. It reveals that it's not about you. It's about what they want from you. So if their family is used to you doing X, Y, and Z, and you finally say no, guess what? They're gonna have an attitude, but they are gonna find another way to get it. But they're so used to using you, so now they can't use you no more. They don't call your phone. That is just how it is. I mean, somebody can chat and tell me, somebody in the chat can say, "No, I need that's not it." Please tell me I'm wrong, because I dealt with that this year. And I love people, but I'm not going to allow people to bombard me. I have emotions, I have a mental capacity, and it's not what it used to be. You have to be mindful of that's why I said self-regulation, self-awareness is important. You got to be self-aware of where you are. You're changing, you're shifting. I'm changing, I'm shifting. So I can't do what I used to do anymore, especially where I'm going in my life. So you got to have that, be self-aware. So here are some best practices that I want you to think about for self-regulation. One, use the 5-second pause. Before responding to a trigger, what do I feel? What do I need? And oftentimes I have to think, okay, do I need to answer this call right away? No. There are people who will only call your phone when they need something. And guess what? Don't be available for them. Do not be so available to people who only call your phone when they need something. They can wait. They can wait. I don't care who watched this podcast. You can wait. Okay? Because I have things going on. Your people got things going. Do you call them to see how they're doing? They are the people that the not the people pleasers, but the strong friends, them strong family members. Like those people need people. Okay? So again, if you're a person working on your emotional intelligence, I want you to think, or self-regulation, when you're being triggered in the moment, pause, ask yourself, how are you feeling? And then what do you need in that moment? Do you need to break? Do you need to just do something else before you call this person back? Okay. Number 2, take emotional micro breaks. Walk away, breathe, step outside. And you don't need permission from anybody. Don't feel obligated when you say no, because no is a whole sentence. When you say no, that's it. Don't feel obligated to tell people what you have going on, because then you have some people, when you tell them what you got going on, they'll know, say, well, what time is that over with? Okay, well, you can still do this. No, ma'am. No, sir, I cannot. You have a mental, again, capacity. After you've done one thing, why would you jump and do something else? No. Slow down. Because them people not jumping for you. You got to think about that. All right. Number 3, create boundaries ahead of time. Heavy on create boundaries ahead of time. What you say, Joanne? When you change the rules and habits of a lifetime, people will not like it. And I'm more than okay with it. Yes. Took something. Yeah. Wait, took something, but worth it. Yes. Okay. Period. It's your life. You got to change some things. So people say they want to be a millionaire, all this stuff, but you got to change some habits in order to get there. Amen. Okay, you want to, do a podcast, the things I'm doing, right? So you got to change some things in order to what? to be more confident and show up. So again, you gotta make some sacrifices and do when you're doing anything that God has called you to, you're gonna get some noses turned up. Okay, because they're not doing anything that God told them to do a long time ago. Okay, but you're stepping out and doing something different. You're trying to be the trailblazer in your lineage. So when you are a trailblazer, guess what? You're going to be singled out. You're going to be set apart. There are some things you can and cannot do anymore. So yeah, you're going to have to set some boundaries. Okay, I don't know who needs to hear that. So number 3, creating your boundaries ahead of time is important. I won't discuss dating or marriage this year. Have you on stop asking me when I'm going to have a husband or a kids, please. Please, 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 please. Let me be great in my singleness. My thing is, hey, if you noticing that your girl is single, you should be looking and advocating for a man who's amazing, who's doing in his lane, doing his thing, and introducing me. I want that type of energy this holiday season. I want to be around people who are wholesome, who are doing things in their life. All right. Who's going to actually be an asset at the dinner table. Come on, somebody. Y'all might be mad about this, but no, we're not having those type of conversations. We're not laughing, enjoying the present time. Why are we here? So that's why being emotionally intelligent, you being in that space, a bit glowing and changing, you be the shifter at the dinner table this year. Okay. Another part when it comes to boundary setting is leaving at a good time, knowing what time you're gonna leave. Now, I tell my brother this, hey, I'm only gonna stay for this time. That's it. Because you know when how long you stay at somewhere, things get sticky. After a certain hour, people start drinking, getting in, and all that. You gotta be mindful of, again, be self-aware of what's happening, what's going on around you, and people which will bombard you if you allow them to. I'm not doing it. I'm not this year. I said, no, I got too much to go on. Okay, so and one other thing too, last minute hosting. I know so many people who host who be tired, who don't want to do that. I'm an educator, so we already overworked and over everything. I ain't got time to be in your face too long because I've been around 20 some kids all year and I need to be by myself. Okay, so people don't understand the mental capacity that people have. So again, you have to set the boundary in the rules, like Joanne said. Okay. Number 4, do not engage in the old version of you. Heavy on don't do that. Don't say none about, oh, you used to do, girl, you still there. If anybody open their mouth and say what you used to do, that person is still there. They only see the old version of you because they're still immature. And they're not mature enough to even acknowledge or even celebrate who you have become today. Period. Okay, clock the T. If you have a hard time with dealing with somebody who has grown or outgrown you, you are immature and you got some growing to do. And that is okay. That is okay. Everybody not going to acknowledge your growth. I know I'm in that same season right now in my life, and that's okay. I would rather have around people be around people who can acknowledge my growth and celebrate me right where they are and not be a hater. Okay? So, and that includes family and friends. All right. So it's important not to respond. Just let them know, I'm not that person no more. And let it ride. Okay. And if somebody keeps trying to push it, just say, let's just stay in the present. How are you doing? You have to kind of like change that turn that conversation. You can do that because they're the ones stuck, not you. All right. But again, if it gets sticky, you know what time to leave. Okay. Number 5, pre-plan your emotional anchor. Now, this is important. So important. It's important to know who you can call when you're with your family or your friends and you need somebody during that time where you might feel triggered. And that emotional support is right there on your phone. So definitely I want you to know or ask yourself, who is the best person I could talk to while I'm around my family, where I can take a little break if it gets sticky during our dinner time, who can I call or who can I just text real quick? Hey, I'm having a moment. This is a little out of hand, just so that you can distract yourself from what's happening. Or it could be time to go. Okay? Because again, you choose peace over everything else. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody where you are in your life. All right? You said I agreed you are worthy of all you are and be. Yes. Okay. So real quick, let me go ahead and recap this really quick. So emotional intelligence helps you to stop confusing attention with intention. When you regulate your emotions, you can clearly see who is consistent, who is compatible, who is actually ready. So you stop wasting time on people who only like you but don't want you. Okay? That's the truth. So you really need to be mindful of who's consistent, who's compatible and suitable for your life. All right. Another good takeaway is you can't control how others show up, but you can control how you protect your peace. Period. So self-regulation gives you the power to respond instead of react. So please be mindful. Set your boundaries without guilt. Okay? Don't feel guilty. I used to feel guilty until this year. I was like, I'm seeing that people really just want to bombard my life. Ouch. And it hurt. But I see it. And now I know, okay, I'm cutting this off. And it's okay. It reveals people. Your boundaries reveal people. It do. It really do. And it's okay. Because now you're going to cut. Now God is cutting away. See what I've been trying to show you all these years? You have this person, that person. They not. And they'll fall away on their own. Because, again, they're showing who they are and who they are not. So choose peace even in environments that used to trigger you. Okay? Like this holiday season, I'm being my family. I ain't triggered by nothing because I'm done the healing work. I'm walking in my emotional intelligence. All right. So I hope these tips help somebody tonight. If you have questions, I got a few more minutes. So if you want to ask some questions in the chat, go ahead and put it in the chat while I go over some announcements. So we are in the process of promoting or soft promoting the healing retreat next year. Our theme is from trauma to transformation. It is going to be an amazing conference. And so it's a 3-day conference or retreat, but we are going to have our panel discussions and all the things in there. And I have some special guests. But the beautiful thing about this particular healing retreat, I am working with holistic practitioners. Okay, so it is going to be amazing. Not this week, next week coming up, but the following week on November the 30th, I have none other than Paige Edwards, who's going to be with me on YouTube Live. We're going to be doing a live breathwork pre-work series. Well, it's going to be a pre-work series altogether before we do the conference. So you're going to meet some of the guest speakers who are going to be a part of the retreat. So Paige Edwards is our first speaker. We'll be covering breath work on November 30th. And then on December 3rd, we'll be talking about grieving relationships. And that's going to be featured with Deanne Bowden. And January 7th, yours truly will be hosting by myself. We'll be talking about emotional triggers right here on YouTube Lives. You'll be getting a sneak peek of what's going to be going down during the retreat in 2026. So I am excited. If you are not already on my email list, you need to tap in, go to my website. My website is linked to this video. If you don't know, it's www.neekspeaks.com. You can go ahead and scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, I believe, and you can subscribe to the email list, and you will get all the exclusive things that social media is not getting. Okay. So get ready. More information is coming out about the retreat, and I have other things as well when it comes to relationship. We're not just going to do a 3-day retreat and leave you hanging. No, there's layers to healing. There's layers of trauma that we are overcoming. And your girl right here, yes, I am at a great state in my life, but I'm still healing from things that I have not talked about, unresolved trauma. So we all, one thing God told me back in 2021, the reason why we don't have good relationships is because we have unresolved trauma. And I had to start dealing with myself first before I came back on here to talk to you all. Okay. You just say, me, brilliant and timely for my life, and this time of year. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for you. Oh, Joanne. Listen, y'all. I met Joanne. We are business besties, and I'm not gonna share everything, but I appreciate Joanne. She is such a joy and makes me laugh every time we link up. So I appreciate you too, Joanne. I'm so glad I met you at such a time as this as well. So here are my final words when it comes to dating and dealing with our family. Whether in dating or in the holiday gatherings, emotional intelligence is your protection. It's my protection, okay? It helps you see people clearly. Choose your peace and stop giving energy to situations that don't deserve it. Period. Okay. You can't control how others show up, but you can control how you respond. And that is where your superpower lies. Okay. So I am so grateful again to be on tonight. Thank you all for having me, being with me, engaging with me. I'm so excited. Again, I will see you guys on November 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here when we're going to talk about breath work and the importance of that so that we're able to regulate ourselves and deal with people accordingly. So again, y'all, thank y'all again for watching. Y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to you all in my next video. God bless.